Welcome back into WCTV. Today I am Joey Chirillo sitting down for another senior spotlight here. I'm joined with Lexie Vigna. How are you doing today?
I'm so good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yep.
So your major is digital design, and then you had a minor with marketing. Just describe overall what you kind of did over your course of 4 years here with that major and minor.
Yeah, so I came in as a digital design major. I was between electronic media and, all of the big TV stuff before, but I always felt really drawn to digital design. That's been what I came here with, what I've stuck like the entire time, so that's been really nice to just always have been solidified in that. I picked up a marketing minor, I believe, towards the end of my sophomore year, mostly because the digital design degree was being kind of reformulated so that people could add in minors to just kind of have a little bit more to that degree, so they could go, because digital design is so broad that you could pick a little bit more of like a specific path. So I knew that I wanted to go more the advertising range, but I didn't want the advertising minor, so marketing was like the next best thing.
Right.
Yeah,
so another big theme that came into this with all the other senior spotlights that we've been doing is that COVID was a big thing coming into it around the world, and for you personally affecting you. So coming in your freshman year, COVID was a big aspect of that. Just describe what that kind of did for you your freshman year.
COVID was crazy, mostly because I, as well as everyone else that graduated this year, or the time I did, we lost the entire tail end of our senior year. So a lot of that college talk, college prep was cut off, so we didn't really know exactly what we were doing. When I came into Waynesburg, everything was really weird, but I think Waynesburg did a really good job, honestly, because they were still trying to implement in-person events. I myself only had one completely virtual class the entire time I was here. I had, in one of them, I think maybe it was hybrid, but that was like personal preference. So I never felt that I really had that terrible COVID experience that I think a lot of other college students have experienced. I really feel super, super lucky for this department because of COVID, because they did such a good job at still letting people get involved really early on, and also just like getting you to meet the people in your major like right away. That's actually how I met my best friend Sadie. We were in the same department meeting. It was 4 of us in the Mac lab, one of the first days of school orientation day, and we became friends ever since, and that's completely molded my entire college experience. So I think that while COVID was definitely a challenge, looking at it like from the very beginning was really nice because it could only get better from there. So every single year, like it was a new orientation or it was a new like a new round of classes, everything always got better because it had been so like down here.
Right.
So I am very, not necessarily thankful for COVID, but I definitely have like an optimistic perspective on it because everything's just like kept improving.
Yeah, you found the blessings in between.
Exactly.
And took it for what it was.
For sure.
Yeah. So within the communications department, as you talked about earlier, you've been able to do a lot of things here. You've been able to design multiple different things, whether it's for the department or outside of the department. You took help in making this sign below on the desk here, and just being the president of the design club here. Just those obstacles that you've had to face, whether it's relating to the design area, design field, or not at all. What kind of obstacles were you met with, and how did you overcome those?
Yeah. Well, let's go back to COVID because coming in COVID, there was a design club. It was my freshman year, and I was super excited to get involved, but everything that we were doing was meeting virtually, and it was bi-weekly. And I also came in with very, very little knowledge in actual design. I know I loved it, but I didn't know how to do it yet. So getting involved was definitely challenging at first because just like general things to do were very low. Not people weren't asking for stuff. But my sophomore year, we did applications at the time. I applied to be vice president because our current president was leaving, and I got the position sophomore year, and I got to work with Emily Schroeder. She was the president my sophomore year, and that was the year I really decided I wanted to start making a difference in the realm of design at Waynesburg, and specifically in the department, because not a lot of people were, and I just felt very passionate about being a leader in something I was really passionate about. So I started trying to grow what Design Club was sophomore year. We tried to implement workshops and going on trips and really just building engagement. It was kind of low in the beginning of sophomore year, and that led to junior year when this was my first year being president. I was president junior year and senior year. And junior year is when I really decided, like, okay, this is my project. Like, I want to put all of myself into here. This is like what I want to do. This is also, it's good portfolio stuff. Like, it was a great opportunity for me to learn in like a safe place. And so obstacles with that are always just getting people involved, which I feel like always, it happens every year, happens everywhere too. So that was definitely an obstacle for me, was just making sure I was accommodating everybody with different levels of design, because we started to shift the Design Club image to include people who had never touched a computer to people who were going into the field. So trying to be the middleman while also learning myself was always difficult. It's also difficult being in this specific major within the comm department and within Waynesburg, is because it's very small.
There's not a lot going on, and it's hard to keep up.
It is, for sure. And I feel like a lot of the image of the comm department is this stuff, like the TV stuff, the production, the woosin', and that's just not my specialty. Like, I love to see it happen, but like, that's just not where I thrive. So trying to grow my own strengths within something that's like a little bit smaller, but also growing it up to live up to the image that the comm department has developed within like the TV stuff has been a big challenge of mine. But I think that I've honestly, with me and the rest of the Design Club and some of my close design friends, have definitely built it up from a much different place. And so while those are all challenges, I feel very blessed to have been a part of growing it, and I have a lot of faith where it can go from here.
Yeah. And you brought up the group that you've been able to find, that family. It's a group of friends, but it's become a family. So that family that you've made here at Waynesburg, how is that going to help you going into that professional sphere as you move on?
Yeah, the friends that I have made at Waynesburg, in this department specifically, yes, but truly just at Waynesburg, have completely changed my life, and both professionally and just as like relationships in my life. I came into Waynesburg my freshman year because I had a really great group of friends in high school. I still do, but I don't want new friends. I have really good ones. I don't need new friends. But Waynesburg has completely shifted that mentality and given me the strongest relationships that I ever could have asked for. Not only that, but I just feel like I got the best of the best friends. Like, they're so smart, they're so motivated, they have great goals, they keep me on track with mine. So professionally, they want me to succeed. They always give me great advice. As my friend, they're always there if I'm laughing, if I'm crying, they're just the best. So yeah, and even the people that I'm not best friends with, I feel like it's so easy here to just meet great people and then consider everyone your friend. I've been saying that to my other friend a lot lately, is I just feel like I have so many friends now. Like, just based on like a couple conversations walking around up here on the floor, I just have so many friends now.
Especially in the field that we're in, all of us love talking.
Exactly.
So
it's so easy to just get into like an hour-long conversation in the Yellow Jacket. I feel like that happens all the time.
It does.
Yeah.
So just to wrap us all up, just give us what your plans after graduation are looking like right now, and then any advice that you would want to give, whether it's to just a student at Waynesburg or specifically within the design field.
Yeah. So I don't have any current next steps right now. I'm kind of in the process of looking. I've always said to myself, I don't want to rush this part. I really, really want to love what I do. I don't want to just get into something because it's easy. I know for a fact I'm going into design. I'm not willing to skip out on that part. I've put so much work into it. I'm not going to go take a job at accounting, that's for sure. But I know I want to go into that realm. I had an internship with an advertising agency, and I'd love to get back into that field. But I've also been doing sports design here for the Waynesburg football team. So that's kind of opened my eye up to a whole new world of sports design. Which I've been looking a lot into. So no set in stone plans just yet, kind of in the works, but I know that whatever I do next will be the next step for me, and it'll be worth it whenever it comes. So I'm not stressing out about it too much.
Yeah.
As far as advice to new students, I was actually talking about this for our officer meeting for next year's design club officers, is to find the right balance between saying yes to everything as far as new experiences go, and also knowing your worth, knowing your time, and also knowing what the best thing to do is. I'm involved in so many things here, and I've always picked up random new things as I've been here, and some of them I had no idea would completely change my life, like the football team stuff. I have completely opened myself up to a whole new realm of design, and I love it, and that's what I want to do now. Whereas whenever I was suggested to do it, I was like, I don't really know. And then I came in here wanting so bad to do WCTV, and I went behind the camera, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I realized, no, I'm actually so much more passionate about design. So while that wasn't a failed experience, though, that was just like me taking the right steps, figuring out what I really want to do. So finding the balance between trying everything while you're here and also knowing that you don't have to give yourself to everything. That's been a big thing I've learned the past 2 years for sure. But just being involved, talking a lot. I talk all the time. So I've just got to meet so many new people and new experiences. So just getting involved, if I could put it down to 2 words.
Just get involved.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. You will be missed coming into next year, so thank you very much for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it all for us here for this Senior Spotlight. Stay tuned on WCTV for more coming up.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.